So 2021 is in the books. It's fun to look back, look at some of the videos that we've done, look at some of the products that we've launched, where Chupacabra Offroad has been, and where we're headed for 2022. Let's talk about it. So we started off 2021 really hot. We were out in the dunes. We were shooting yet another one of our big glamorous videos, and this one I think has become our masterpiece. It might go down as the best video we've created yet, maybe we'll ever create. It was a fun trip. We felt like we had learned a lot from these videos we've done in the past and pulled out all the stops, meaning, you know, we had all of our Chupacabra branded cars out there, had the race car out there. We had hired Nathan McBride again. We had the helicopter. We had, you know, the crew shooting out of that. Got a lot of amazing footage. It was a great weekend. We worked hard. We were shooting up at sunrise, but you know, we had good weather. We had good action at the swing set, and as a whole, I don't really know if our trip could have gone much better. So we thought that the video reflected that. We thought that, you know, it really encapsulated what I thought the glamorous culture and lifestyle is, and put it together in an amazing video. So it was fun to start off the year hot, and we thought that that was just a great way to do so. Great event, and like I said, maybe the best video we've ever made to point, and a good way to start off 2021. So glamorous, I mentioned having the race car out there. It was incredibly fun to drive it in the dunes. Car was dialed, working well, so we roll into Parkour, went and pre-ran the course. My first time racing Best in the Desert. Excited to have a good finish, 250-mile race. And didn't go so well. If you guys saw the video or heard about what happened, we started off by losing a screw in our clutch in the secondary, and that set us back about 15 to 20 minutes. It wasn't that big of a deal because after that the car was running great, but we couldn't even make it around one full lap without running into more drama. We started to catch back some of these slower cars, these rally class cars, and you know, we caught this guy and it felt like we were on the siren for a while. My siren isn't the loudest, but after using a push to pass, which is what all of the race cars use to help you safely make passes and get around people, this guy wouldn't get out of the way. So finally the track opened up. He went left, I went straight. I went through some big whoops. We got in front of him, but he came in and hit us. You guys might have seen the clip. Here's the clip. But basically we got taken out. It pushed the car sideways. My right rear hub exploded. We had to roll into the pits, which is about a half a mile away. We get stuck twice in the pits. Did so much damage to the right rear of the car that even though we tried to fix the car and put it back together, we couldn't get it going because it broke less than 2 miles after we left. Because of COVID, you know, Parkour was at a different start and finish area, so some of our parts weren't in our pit, they were far away. You know, we had people that were trying to help us that we didn't even know who they were. They looked like they were doing a good job, and you know, we didn't check everything, so we couldn't even go out and get around and get a finish. So I mean, that's just kind of how racing goes sometimes. It can happen. Could have been a lot worse. You know, everyone was safe and licking our wounds and onward and upward into the next adventure. So on to the next adventure. After years of doing all kinds of content, you know, using our glamorous video, we secured a partnership with Onyx Off-Road, and they are an off-road GPS app. I thought that this was a good product to partner up with. I like the product, I like the brand. I think that what we do a lot of trips, we do a lot of riding in different environments. It makes sense. A lot of you viewers could benefit from that, maybe learn from that. And then this is also the year where I'm kind of transitioning from somebody who's been invited on all these cool rides, and now it's coming to a point where I'm leading the rides and I'm the tour guide. So the first trip in that foray with Onyx was our trip to Moab for Rally on the Rocks. Now, I'd been to Moab before, kind of knew what to expect. Trying to step it up, trying to drive the race car faster, like I said in Parkour, played a little bit more on the rocks. Now I want to show up to Moab and really show up. So we put together a fun experience. It was honestly like a dream trip for me because, as you guys know, I'm a two-wheel fanatic. So we did some mountain biking, we did some moto, rode the dirt bike up Pritchett Canyon, which I'm glad I got to see it on 2 wheels because it's pretty gnarly. I like to go up it one day in the UTV, but getting to see some of that terrain, it was the most tiring 4 miles I've ever ridden on my dirt bike. And then of course we did some off-roading on the rocks, and I tried to get up the hot tub, didn't work out. I tipped my car over, so here I am, 2 adventures in a row where my car is being crashed, and this time it was my fault. I just ran out of talent. I made it maybe halfway up, hit the brakes, should have let off, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but again, luckily bumps and bruises, you know, we weren't hurt, and we ended up off-roading all weekend. It was fun to go in with some confidence. I wanted to step up, I wanted to try some obstacles I hadn't tried, and it didn't work out for me, but you know, Moab's unlike any other place. I was excited to be back, and I'll be a little bit more scared next time I go, but you know, it was a great place to go, and I thought the video that we produced was great, and a little feedback, and that app works particularly well out there because some of these obstacles you come up onto, they have a 1 out of 10 rating, and there's a big difference between something that's a 6 versus something that's an 8, and you're dealing with these obstacles all day. So, you know, Moab is a far drive for most of you guys to watch this channel, and hopefully, you know, adventures and videos and content like that helps people understand what you're going to be in for and what trails you'd want to go experience, so you can get a good trip and adventure out of, you know, making the long trek to an off-road mecca that is Moab. So not long after Moab, of course it's hot in the summertime here in Arizona, but where it's not hot is down in Baja. Again, this is part of me becoming the trail leader using the Onyx app, of course. I became the leader of a group ride that we did, so we pre-ran the Baja 500, which honestly wasn't that difficult to lead because using most of the Baja 500 course as a trail map, it was easy and intuitive to figure out where to go. It's always more adventurous trying to plan down in Baja because you've got to think about fuel stops, where you're going to stay the night. We did about 500 miles over 3 days and had minimal issues. As a whole, we had a great trip. It was awesome, you know, to actually pre-run. I've always wanted to pre-run a real Baja race course and see what it was. We did the course a couple days before the race, so it was already pretty rough. Some of the silt beds were deep, and I can only imagine how gnarly it got on race day, but gave me a lot to think about and understand what we'll be in for when we race Baja one day, which is definitely on the list of achievements to work towards. So great overall experience, and we did venture off the course a little bit over to the coast, and just got to have, you know, tacos and some of the best off-roading. And I definitely feel very fortunate to have this year gone to Moab and Baja, like two of the most amazing places that are totally different, but places you should definitely hit if you haven't got a chance to. So shifting gears, some trips and experiences into business mode. This whole time we've been developing, even well before 2021, back into 2020, new products. So you mentioned some of the crashes, the bumps and bruises. Luckily that ends up being great product testing for our new products, but fast forward into late summer, we rolled into the California Sand Sports Super Show in Orange County, and luckily we were able to release a lot of our new products that we've been working on for quite some time. So, you know, this was the year of course, rising material costs, rising shipping costs, delays after delays, as you guys know. We thought we were going to be shipping these products in February, March, and it didn't end up being until September. We did the best that we could. We had some product there at the show. We sold out of a lot of it. A lot of you guys stuck by us. That thank you again for supporting our channel, supporting our brand. And you know, we've since been kind of chasing inventory and trying to keep as much stuff as we can in stock, as well as trying to grow our sales to new dealers and other channels. So it was a big achievement. It was exciting. Obviously, like, we're a products company. The content is something we want to do to add value to the community and spread our brand awareness. But you know, selling our products is what really pays the bills and makes all of this happen. And beyond that, you know, it's fun to be an enthusiast in the marketplace and try to innovate where we can. I really feel like our new mirror designs are innovative. I mean, we're the only mirror company where you can add any light you want, adjust it independently. You can really customize your vehicle in that regard compared to what anybody else offers. We think we've really learned a lot from the functionality, the style, the usability, the interchangeability with our new clamp system, and that has just been great. That's going to lead to a lot more products you guys are going to see that we're currently testing. You'll see here over the coming months, and of course even my sand show of 2022. So we also unveiled the product we were working on, which is the B2G rear storage rack for the Can-Am X3. And again, this is something that I thought was missing in the marketplace, so let's just make it. Let's you know, work with our engineers and lots of engineering hours and finally bending tubes, and we had a prototype there at the show to show off, and we've continued been iterating, and I'm excited to bring that thing to market here in early 2022. So big milestone for us, a lot of challenges, but we still got the stuff out in the marketplace, and the response has been fantastic, so thank you guys for that. So speaking of delays and the sand show, the Speed UTV finally showed its head in pre-production form at the sand show in September. So, you know, looking back on some of the videos we've made, I think the first video I made about the Speed, which kind of excited myself about it, was in April, as many of you guys know, when Robbie started doing these weekly videos. And then I think by June I had convinced myself to put a deposit down on one because I thought that El Jefe, the 4-seater, was going to be the best thing since sliced bread. So yes, you guys can give me some flack. I would not expect that making this video in January of 2022, I still would not have had it. Of course, you know, if we were going to have it, we were going to take it to Baja, we were going to have it in our booth at the sand show, all these things. But it is what it is. We can't control it. As a product company, we understand these delays, and and what leads to all of this. So even though I've driven the new Pro R, I still think the speed can be the top dog. Unfortunately, that Pro R is so long, like the Can-Am 4-seater. It's a big buzzkill for me. So hopefully the speed team gets the car delivered. If so, of course, we will be taking it out and off-roading it as much as we can in as many different environments as possible. Like most of you guys, I'm just as excited to see how this vehicle is going to react, how it's going to work. Is it going to be the top of the food chain in the side-by-side industry? We'll find out in 2022. So speaking of side-by-sides, I did sell my beloved Turbo S 4-seater, my baby. I love that thing, treated me really well. Like I mentioned, I go all over the place, rock crawling, dunes, Baja. That car has worked phenomenally. Stock belt, no issues. But onward and upward, it's always fun to try new vehicles. Of course, with the B2G, I wanted to develop that. We needed a Can-Am. Not gonna buy a Can-Am 4-seater, so I purchased an XRC 2-seater. Very much enjoying that vehicle right now. The B2G is working well on it. I like what we're seeing with it, and it's fun to just see what I've been missing this whole time. And there's definitely some things about the Can-Am I like better than my previous Razors. You can check out some other videos if you want to learn more about that. But it's been fun to try something new and keep adding parts part by part and just see how it feels and slowly build that thing up into being a vehicle that we could take on Baja rides, Arizona Peace Trail, wherever our ventures might take us in 2022. Speaking of 2022, what's next? Well, I kind of alluded to some more products coming out. B2G is going to be for sale in production early of 2022. We got some other products we're developing as well. They'll probably trickle out during the summertime and in the fall. But product-wise, we're in a good place now. It's about expanding on what we've already got. So I don't want to give too much more away than that. Also, I start off with products because as we grow, it's important that we grow our sales and maybe a little bit more outside of our backyard. Backyard being, of course, Arizona and California. So that looks like Utah, looks like Baja, Mexico, and a little bit beyond. So Utah, one of the events we're excited to go participate in, have a vendor booth that's going to be Rally on the Rocks in San Hollow. That event is in mid-May. May is still beautiful weather there in southern Utah. I love going there. I go there as much as I possibly can, and it's gonna be great for us to kind of put our flag in the ground more so in Utah. Like I said, having the vendor booth, of course, we're gonna create content, that type of thing. Another event I haven't been to that I'm really excited to go to would be the Score San Felipe 250. It's a different part of Mexico. I got some friends down there that know the area well, and it'd be cool to shoot some content, of course, off-road, and then kind of have some more brand awareness down in that area. And another event that we haven't been to yet that we're considering, we're not sure, would be King of the Hammers. We've heard this is one of the most fun, the best off-road event of the year. And it's just kind of a bummer that we haven't made it out there for one reason or another. So we'd like to get out there, see what it's all about. There's so many things to check out. Are we gonna go out there for the UTV race or the Trophy Truck race or the Ultra 4 race? I mean, I'd love to be out there for the whole 10 days, but maybe we'll try to make it out there for a couple days and check some of it out. Of course, shoot some content and see what the vibe is like. And again, kind of show we're out there in these big events and being a part of the community in that regard. So 2022 is gonna be a great year. Thanks to all of you that support us by buying our products, by checking out our content, sharing all that type of stuff. We're excited to keep growing and growing along here with more products, all that type of stuff, more exciting content and partnerships when they make sense for you, the viewer, you, our customers, because that's what's most important. You guys are the ones that make it all possible. So can't thank you guys enough for a great 2021. Let's have fun, and we'll keep it moving. Check out more from us here in 2022.